Aries, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early April 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the beautiful Aries collective in Aries season, might I add. Let's get it going here. My guide spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for us Rams in our birthday season? What's happening? What energies, messages, insights can we take a peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aries in early April. Let's get it going. What's the vibe? And while we get this first card out, I just want to wish each and every one of you a very happy birthday, whether it's just passed or whether it's coming up. I hope you have a great one. And let me know if I have any birthday twins out there. April 8th is indeed my birthday. So anyone else share one with me? Let's get this card out here for my good Aries friends. It's always my favorite time of year. I feel like it's the true new year. Okay, beautiful. So this card is very spiritual. Don't worry that it popped out in reverse. I don't read these oracles in reverse. And there's a lot of spirituality here. There's a lot of tenderness with this card. It's very affectionate, which could be really good. There's a few different layers, but all of them are pretty positive in my understanding of it. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this beautiful woman there with the red headdress on, and she's snuggling up to that white bird, that dove. Now, in symbolism and divination, white birds generally represent your spirit team, guides, angels, ancestors, all those on the other side that kind of help us out. So this is a beautiful card of spiritual protection, spiritual insulation. So for some Aries out there, that might just be the message from spirit, like, listen, we got you, everything's going to be okay. It's very reassuring. But I always like to bring attention to the fact that they're snuggling, right? They're hugging each other. So for some Aries, maybe you're going to be a little more affectionate. Maybe you're craving some affection. Maybe you need a big old bear hug for your birthday. I'll give you one through the internet. But I mean, this could be someone you're connected to as well, where they might just need a little extra affection. There's nothing wrong with that. We're humans. We thrive on this. So I'm just going to leave her down right there. I like it because it's soft, loving, and caring. But let's see what tarot has. And yeah, I always say the first card here doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into the intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my beautiful Aries friends, please. Pardon me. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled A Big Ending, and it did feel to me that a lot of us Aries are going through certain chapters that are culminating, things that are coming to the head, things that could be going out. Now, not every ending's a bad ending, and especially in our birthday season, it's like, all right, we're starting a new chapter, so it makes total sense. So again, for some of you out there, you might be going through some growing pains or a big metamorphosis, but we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So when we take this out, hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Aries gang. What's happening in early April, please? Right, the deck is being specific. That's all good. And for those of you that are new here, I only read jumpers. Usually the cards for us pop out like super quick. All right, there we go. First one. Hey, there we go. We got the Fool card. That's one of our power cards. Extra good in an Aries reading. It's all about action, very fiery. Always a welcome sight in any reading, especially one of ours. And in the first position, it makes sense. It's like in its comfort zone. So this could be really good. Let's get a couple more. Temperance. I mean, this energy works, and also the spiritual tie-in here, it works. It's not quite as fast as I'd like it to move, but this is another energy that vibes well with Aries. Let's get one more. Let's see what we have here from good friends. What do we got for Aries? There we go. Okay, 5 of Cups. So a little bit of a mixed bag. This isn't like a terrible card to have here, but it's something we most definitely want to take a look at because it could be a pressure point of some kind. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I'd say for the most part the energy is pretty comfortable. You know, I always look at elements first, and especially for Aries, the cardinal fire sign. Leading off with these 2 cards, especially one of our power cards, That's fire. That's our comfort zone. That's our element. This is the realm of action. One moves faster, one moves slow. So the only thing I could possibly see maybe being a little frustrating is the pace of something where it's like, oh, this needs to hurry up, or oh, something's going too slow. So watch the patience in this time. But we do have water on the back end. Now, fire is the realm of your internal combustion, right? Your passion, your drive, your get up and go. When we get to the water here on the back end, that's more of like the emotions, the feelings, the creativity. So we're definitely going to want to look into this further, because I feel like a lot of it is positive, but that Five of Cups, it's sticking like a thorn in the side. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build it out. Position number one, we are starting with the Fool card. As I mentioned, I spoke about him a little bit, one of our power cards. This is the very first, and it is the Aries card, the first one. It's the first card of the Zodiac. This is the protagonist of the tarot deck. This is fantastic for new things, new adventures, going off on some sort of new path. So for a lot of Aries, awesome, especially in birthday season. It's optimistic, it's joyful, it's very happy. So whenever I see it, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. Now, that doesn't mean that there's not some drawbacks here with the Fool card, right? Notice he's always about to walk off the cliff. So it could be spontaneous. And you know us Aries, we get the reputation sometimes for acting before we think. So when I see this card, there could be a caution about like spontaneous things or things just popping up out of nowhere. We're going to have to see how it plays out. But that's the big caution, especially with fire energy. It can be unpredictable. It's fine though, because I feel like we're comfortable with it and we could work with it. Now, moving to the center, we have an interesting card because it's comfortable but not. We have Temperance. Now, the beautiful thing I see about this card, the Archangel Michael is depicted on that. That's Sagittarius energy, so one of our fellow fire signs. So it's complementary. The energies work, even though they oppose a little bit because the Fool's going, it's action, it's making moves. Temperance is slow, steady, pace yourself, calm down. Now, again, the thing I really like about this is the spirit connection. We saw it with the very first oracle. We're seeing it here with Archangel Michael. So it's very protective. So I'm going to give that message again to a lot of Aries. It's like you're being insulated or protected from something, or in general. This is beautiful. But Temperance is giving something time, waiting. Your patience might be tested. You might go through some tests when this card shows up. But it could be for the best in one way or another. So I do like this here. In its challenge, it can represent problems. It can represent delays and things just not going the way you'd like them. So when we go from the fast, joyful Fool card and then we have Temperance, it's like, yeah, I'm going. What's this delay? Or what's making me be cautious? This could just be Spirit asking us to be a little cautious too. So it doesn't have to be a bad thing. I think it's good. One thing I always say about Temperance, though, notice the Archangel, he's mixing something up in those two cups. He's doing some sort of alchemy. So whereas it's very calm on the surface, there could be something brewing underneath. Now, on the back end, we do have the Five of Cups. Doesn't have to be your energy. You might be cool. You might be in this vibe here in the front. It could be someone you're connected to. This card is called the River of Tears, right? You see the person, they're dressed in black, very goth. They're in their feelings, right? That's the best way we could put this. It's always on a spectrum. It doesn't always have to be worst case scenario. Sometimes it could just be a few gloomy days. But for some of you, yeah, there might be something that's really tugging at the heartstrings. It could be a situation. It could be a problem that we might want to look at further. But I feel like the energy I'm picking up here in the front is much more comfortable than this. So it's like, all right, we have a mixed bag of stuff. It feels mostly good, though. The good thing about the Five of Cups is it represents something that's temporary. So if it's an issue, if it's a problem, if you're in a slump of any kind, the Five of Cups is like, all right, this isn't the final destination. Notice that the two cups are still standing. There's still stuff in the background. It's like halfway through a journey. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Aries. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get it going here. Let's get a good shuffle for my friends. What is happening? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on this Fool card. Let's see what type of action is happening there. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aries, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Fool card, what's happening? Why is the Fool here for us? Again, with the specifics, yeah, Three of Swords in reverse. So again, if there are problems or are situations popping up, I feel like your energy could definitely be reinvigorated in this time. As far as the elemental mix goes, when we have the fire and air combination, it could be very explosive. So whether this is a change in attitude, if you've been feeling a little down or going through a tough period, the Three of Swords in reverse is the best way we want to receive it. Right now, classically, this is a card that can represent sadness, very similar to that Five of Cups on the back end. Could be brokenheartedness, all that stuff. It's a problem, it's a situation, but the fact that it's in reverse means that it's healing. So for some Aries in this time, there could be something that may have been bugging you or something that does bug you where you're like, you know what? I'm putting it out of my mind. This will not bug me any longer. I'm moving forward. Okay, so to me, yes, it could be explosive change in general, where, you know what, I'm hitting a new chapter, I'm putting the past in the past, and I'm moving forward with a lot of passion. That could be a beautiful thing. There could be various things and situations and mindsets changing, especially if you've been feeling down. It's like I'm feeling re-energized here, which is really, really good. Let's keep moving though, especially with that Five of Cups back there. I feel, you know, there's some stuff in the undercurrent, even though I feel optimistic. Let's keep moving. There could be a little something where it's like, yeah, no, this sucks, but it's not the worst, if that makes sense. It's annoying. But let's see why Temperance is here. Let's get a little more detail from Temperance. I really want to get over to that Five of Cups, see what's going on. Why is Temperance here? Please. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we have Death in reverse. Don't be nervous about the Death card. I always say it. That's big Scorpio energy. It's very karmic. Just like we saw last week, change, transformation. That seems to be the name of the game here in the front end, right? Because death represents karmic cycles and metamorphosis. However, aside from this message about big change and shifts in energy, which I do feel are better for a lot of Aries, when I see death in reverse, it does talk about something coming back around, and I feel like it's coming to you as opposed to you chasing something. So in this time, whether it's an individual, whether it's a situation, it's like, even if you stand still, even if you are Temperance, it's like this energy comes back to you. Okay, so just watch out for situations flaring back up. People, it could be various things that are making really big returns. Okay, especially with the fire air here in the front. Now, it depends on the situation if you like this or you don't. We're going to see what's up with the Five of Cups. But Death in reverse, if you're not connected to Scorpio, if you don't have Scorpio placements, it is something repeating or a cycle reliving in one way or another. Okay, this could also be a little bit of a warning from Spirit too. It's like, all right, well, don't make the same mistakes, right? With Temperance and Death in reverse, it's like, all right, well, you need to take a minute, take a breath. You don't want to repeat cycles from the past. So I feel like it could be, it depends on you. But let's keep moving. Now could be a time where various things return and pop back up. And I guess use your own intuition about that, if it's something that you want to return or something you do want to repeat. But let's see what the Five of Cups says. Yeah, there's various things swinging back around. Some of you might be like unsure about it. Let's see, what's up with the Five of Cups? Okay. All right. So we have the Ace of Wands in reverse, so we do have more fire added to the mix here. Usually love aces. They represent offers. They represent opportunities. This one is a little out of hand, right? Especially since it's fire. But again, it's something that we're cool with this element. Now, it feels deflated. Okay, so the opposite of what we have going on up here, where this energy is feeling reinvigorated. Let's go. Let's do it. And this energy on the back end is like, wah, wah, wah. So this could be how two different people are feeling. Like if you're feeling real good on top of the world, this could be someone else. If someone else is feeling on top of the world, maybe this is you. I feel like for most Aries, you're going to have that reinvigorated energy where things are starting to build up and feel very optimistic. The Ace of Wands in reverse could represent someone with a pretty bad temper, right? It could be volatile, like the explosive energy we saw here in the front. But the fact that it's in reverse underneath the Five of Cups, it's like I'm going through a difficult situation or I have a problem, but I'm not speaking about it. So very odd for Aries, right? Normally, if there's something that's bothering us or something we don't feel is right, we're going to speak up. We're going to say something about it. We're going to address it most of the time. When I see the Five of Cups and this Ace of Wands in reverse, it's like, this is a problem or a situation, but I'm keeping it to myself. Okay, so if that's not you, it could be somebody else really struggling and going through something, but they're not really wanting to share about it. So it's very peculiar. Yeah, because the Ace of Wands is communication, right? It's a card of talking. In reverse, it's like, I'm not talking about this. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card. So again, mixed bag here. I feel for most Aries, it's pretty good. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have our power card, the Fool with the 3 of Swords in reverse. Now, I did say this could be the explosive energy of change. So whether it's a change in mindset, change in energy levels, a change in the way you're viewing something, where it's like, you know what, full steam ahead. I'm not going to dwell on this. I'm not going to let this get in my way. There could be something that's bugging you for a while that you're kind of just accepting, or you say it is what it is. I think it's okay. Moving to the middle, there might be a little test here, depending, but we have Temperance with the Death card in reverse. Now, again, this energy of change is here, but there's also this really strong vibe of things returning, things popping back up, things coming back around. So whether it's avoiding cycles of the past, I mean, for some of you, this is something you might want to come back in, but it feels magnetic. It's like, well, you don't really have to do much for this to come your way. So do with that information what you will. Moving to the back end, we have the 5 of Cups with the Ace of Wands in reverse. To me, on an intuitive level, this did feel like somebody that's either going through a problem of some sort. It could be a heavy one, and they don't really want to speak about it. They're keeping it locked in. They're not talking. So it's either a situation or a problem back here. It feels deflated. So this one's inflated, feeling better. This one's deflated. So watch out for energy swings as things begin to improve. So please take a screenshot if you want to look at it further. Let's see what's in the shadows for my Aries friends. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something you don't quite see or something you don't realize. Not every shadow card has to be a challenge. So let's just take a look. Sometimes they're good. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get your shadow card here, Aries. What's happening? Thank you. Okay. Tower. Yeah, so this fiery energy we've been feeling, it makes sense that the Tower's in the undercurrent, because even the Ace of Wands has similarities. It's much less intense as the Tower. It's also Scorpio energy. So all this Scorpio energy, at least for myself, I don't really have to worry about it because I have Scorpio placements with my Aries placements. But the Tower itself just represents upheaval. It represents change. It represents things shifting. It could sometimes be endings like we saw last week. So it's not the most comfortable energy. But one thing I can say about this card is that it's very common for a shadow card. A lot of people, they hold on to Tower moments. They hold on to situations that have left a mark. Don't rush a healing process about something. And to me, there's an intensity here. So just know with the uptick of energy I'm seeing here in the front and in the middle, just know that the next couple weeks could be quite intense as far as the energy goes. But I feel like this Tower's okay. It feels like it's something that may have already happened. But just watch out for the emotional intensity in this time. I feel like that's the big thing. Unless you're connected to a Scorpio. But Aries, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The April subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me and get a little further insight into your situation, you can check out my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The April calendar is up, so feel free to go check it out and book. But for the April subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies, not 2, of one of my favorite decks of all time, the Gilded Tarot Royale. It's a gorgeous deck, and it works fantastic. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you could pick one tarot card to best describe you, which one would it be? Are you the Empress? Are you the High Priestess? Are you the Emperor, the Moon, the Sun? You put your answer down in the comments, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.